the community outreach response person. What that means is we outreach in the community. Anything that you all have issues with or any problems that's going on in your area or on your block, then always call me. You can call the police department, ask for Commander Riley, or you can email me. And my email address is iriley@vodalton.org. That's iriley@vodalton.org. And so, first of all, before I get started, I really would be remiss of me if I didn't thank Ms. Creighton. I know you don't like being put on the spot. I'm so appreciative of you. Every time I call you, you're right there, Jenny, on the spot. Last year when she helped me out with my National Night Out, I was new to Dalton, and Ms. Creighton went beyond helping me get things organized. Oh, no, Ms. Creighton, I'm so appreciative of you. You have no ideas. In fact, stand up, Ms. Creighton. No. I want y'all to clap for Ms. Creighton because I'm so serious. This woman, you're dynamite. You know, if more black people, and I don't want to make it like a black-white issue, but you know, those are pillar of the community. You said you have been in Dalton for 30 plus years. Yes. You said the same thing. Yes. And what people don't realize is it's our senior citizens that's the pillar of this community. Without you all, I don't know what communities would become or what they could, you know, they'll just disappear off the face of the earth. Yes. And so it's really our jobs is to educate our grandchildren, our daughters and sons, you know, to pass the baton, you know, because if we don't do that, then our communities will just disappear. Yes. It's really awesome that we have the different things that you all just see that's going on in the community. You see that the streets are being repaved. Places that didn't have street lights now have street lights. And I know for a fact because I get a lot of phone calls about people not having street lights, wanting the streets to be repaved. So I see a difference in Dalton. You know, and as long as you all continue to voice your opinion, then that's the most important thing, voicing your opinion. Now my concern is, I reached out to Ms. Creighton and I asked her, could I get the seniors out? Because I'm concerned about safety. A lot of our seniors are so afraid to come out. They won't sit on their porch. They're afraid to just visit their neighbors, you know, and they're in the house that's 100 degrees. If you don't have air conditioning, then you're just miserable because you're so afraid to come out. And so what are some of the things that we can do to keep our seniors safe? That's the burning question. What can we do? Well, one thing you can do is make for certain that when the lights are working, when the sun goes down, you want to have at least working lights. That's so important, like the floodlights to light up your property, or the sensors when you walk past and the lights pop on. That's so important, you know. And so if you need assistance in getting the lights fixed, because a lot of seniors don't have persons to help them. Some people have lost their spouses or their significant others. And don't be afraid to reach out to me, and I could probably try to make for certain that we get somebody from Public Works to come out and assist you all. Because that's what it's all about, is helping our seniors to feel safe. Amen. Try to when you're shopping for your food, grocery shopping, a lot of seniors get out early in the morning. That's a good thing. You know, it's always good to get out because you want to be aware of your surroundings. But nowadays, people are preying on everyone, even in the daylight hours. Yes. So, you know, don't get so comfortable that you think, oh, you know what, the sun is shining bright, I'm safe. Not for real. We want to think that we're safe and we're not, though. So try to get out and do your shopping early. If your car is not working or you don't have any family members that might come and take you shopping, don't be afraid to reach out. You know, reach out. You know, I'm very serious when I give out my email. I'm very serious when I tell you all to come up to Dalton, because I promise you, hook or crook, I'm gonna get you to the grocery store, even if I gotta do it myself. Because that's so important. It's so important that you all get your needs met. If you can't make a doctor's appointment, that's important, because people have doctor's appointments that they want to keep. You want to get your blood sugar checked. You want to make for certain that your pressure is okay. You just want to make for certain that you're okay, period. You know, if you can't get your medication, can't get to Walgreens or CVS, reach out. That's why we're here. I mean, it sounds cliche, and a lot of people stand here and say it, all types of stuff. And before we leave it, we're gonna exchange phone numbers.
Yes.
We're gonna get a buddy system started.
Yes.
I promise you, and I don't wanna keep on calling out Miss Creighton's name, but I can assure you, everybody needs what we call that, the mayor. I would give her that title, the mayor of Dalton. Even though she's not the mayor of Dalton, she's the mayor of the community. She's the one that you can depend on, that's a go-getter, and it's gonna help me and assist me in getting the job done. And I'm just really appreciative to see you all out. I really didn't even know what to expect today, because last month I had one person. You know, I know. And I'm not gonna just be the only one talking. I'm gonna pass the mic. If it's something that you all need to say or express, I want you all to do that. If it's something that you need, or you got an idea that you would like to see take place in your community or on your block, then do that. I'm looking to start up the block clubs again, because people don't know the importance of block clubs.
Watchers.
It's more than just having a party. Your block club president is the person that watches the block.
Yes.
He or she is the one that allows you to
Just
let
do
you
it,
know that
thank-
something is taking place or something is going wrong. It ain't because she knows it. That's a person who's concerned.
Thank you.
This ain't about being nosy.
Thank
We've
you.
gotten away from, if you see somebody breaking somebody's house, girl, don't you say nothing. You turn your head. So you always want that person who's gonna watch out for your house. If your kids are doing something, or your grandkids, go back to doing things the old school way. You need, it takes a whole village to raise
Yes.
a community.
Yes.
And so we want those type of persons in our community who's going to say something. You
And
see
advocate.
something,
Advocate.
say something.
Yes.
That's the name of the game. You see something, say something. It's so important. What is your name?
Diane
Hey,
Cunningham.
Diane.
How
I'm
you
gonna
doing?
pass you the mic, and if you something you want to say,
Um,
don't take the mic, Diane. You take the mic. Stand on up. Say your name. Turn to the rest. Say your name.
my name is Diane Cunningham, and I live on Park Avenue.
Yes.
We need to clean up a lot of junk around there. What I mean is people. People need to be cleaned up around
All
there.
right, all right, all right.
Okay. They truly do.
What's your address?
I said I'm going over to the police department and see what I can do. And see if I could get a friend or join a club, anything, just to get some help and some connections. That's why I'm here.
All right, all right. You know what? I need no introduction. I hope not, but I'm Mrs. Creighton. I've been in Dalton since 1980, August 11, 1980. Lost my husband a year ago. We do need to connect.
Yes.
It takes a village to raise a child. Whether that child is good, bad, or ugly, we need all of us collectively together. I'm not here for me, I'm here for you. We're here for each other. So this is the first time I've been in this room in 2.5 years. And I promised Commander Riley that I would help her on Project Connect, because I swore Project Connect was an awesome program that the mayor and Chief Collins and kept in place. And Elder would always tell me that we were responsible for the people that lived around us. May not always agree, but that's all right. Let's agree to disagree.
Amen.
But we must be here for one another. Regardless of whether you like me or not. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to get into heaven. So I see the faces of everybody that I've missed. Some that are gone, some that are not here. So I'm asking you guys if you would just unite with Chief Collins and Commander Riley and the mayor for this Project Connect. We come here to make our concerns known. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm activist Cheryl Hill, and I've been here for a minute, and I'm gonna stay in it. for a minute. When this gentleman came, like I said, I decided to change my narrative here because my narrative it's been consistent and it's gonna stay that way. And once again, I definitely don't do this for me because my creed is Greeks in the name of the Father and Son.
Yes.
You know, and it's gonna always be the elders. When I look around, see that there,
Yes.
that does so much for me because I'm humble. I have a 103-year-old auntie I can go talk to when I gotta run somewhere. This young lady, her nickname for me is Eyes. I claimed her to be the first black mayor. Now here's my thing about my word being my bond. If I'm gonna stand up to it and I'm gonna stand with it and I'm gonna stand for it, 99% of the time it's always the people. Now the 1% is everybody else that's connected to the community. And like Mother said, we might have our differences, but see, I'll give you my differences put to the side any day of the week. If you meet me at whatever point in the road that I'm asking for us not to run over each other. Now, it's got to be the citizens that remind other people that all the citizens was not a part of this, but see, she still has business to take care of here, so does other people. And now, our united front is the citizens of Dalton. We're gonna make sure that business gets took care of. You know, I appreciate everybody.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mother Clerk.
Good evening,
Speaking to.
good evening, everybody. My name is Elaine Shanks. I'm at 151st and Woodline. I just want to say that I've been in Dalton for 35 years. I love Dalton. My husband just passed away in October. We believe in standing up with our community. I also want to say about the election or vote or whatever the other day, people, they could not have understood what the referendum was all about. And I'm for Tiffany. She has recently initiated a senior citizen program, and I volunteered to be the chairman.
Amen.
I love Dalton, and I'm looking forward to bringing it back to the way it was years ago.
So again, I want to thank all of you all for having the courage to stand up and just to speak about what was on your heart. Again, you know, I just want to bring it back to the reason for this particular Project Connect is safety tips for the seniors.
Amen.
When I tell you that I'm drastically concerned about senior safety, I really am. I don't want you all to ever become so complacent that you're not aware of your surroundings. Even when you're in your cars, it's vitally important that when you pull up to a stop sign, if people are out bagging, like, because nowadays people bag a lot, don't be so relaxed that you think it's okay to raise down a window and go in your purse. Because you don't know what type of person that is. You don't know what he has on his mind. And when people see senior citizens, all they see is a senior citizen with the gray hair. They automatically think that they're not able to defend themselves. And for the most part, you can't. And so I want you to be careful. So just don't ready to raise down your window. Another thing, sometimes you'll see the guys out, drummer boys they call them, just beating on the drums. Don't be so anxious to stop and drop $1 in that plastic container. Just keep looking forward. Don't even look on the side, just, you know, because they get the message right away that you all have no intentions of even raising down the window. So it's important that, you know, that you just look straight ahead, don't look to the side, you know, and if you become to feel anxious or nervous, then if you have a cell phone, then use your phone. That's why 911 is, that's why we have 911, to alert them that, you know what, I'm feeling unsafe, I'm at a street light, I'm on this block, you know, always look around and see where you are so you can give somebody directions to where you are. Another thing, seniors have become afraid to even come out and go for a walk. You know, you all have dogs and puppies that you want to just get out, other than just put them in the backyard. You want to get out and stretch your bones and you know, and be limber, but you're afraid. So maybe think about if you're able to get around, because some people can't get around anymore because of the canes and they're not mobile like they used to be. That's why I said we're gonna start a buddy system.
Yes.
You know, and before we leave, we're gonna get each other's phone numbers
Man.
so we can call one another, check up on one another. We did well-being checks this summer because the heat was drastic. And the mayor passed our water as well as the command staff. And when I tell you that the command staff and the mayor is really concerned about seniors' well-being, we really are. If you don't see your neighbor for a couple of days,
That's right.
call, knock on the door, stop by. If you have their relatives' phone numbers, then call them. You know, I haven't seen Miss Edna lately. Is she okay?
Yeah.
Check on her. We have got to begin to really be concerned about each other's well-being, because we can't, the police can't do this by themselves. If you see something, what did I say?
Tell
Say something.
See something, say something, because we can't have our eyes everywhere. You're not tattling on your neighbor because their music is too loud. Because you want to be able to get some rest. You want to be able to get up in the morning and go shopping and feel safe doing so. If your lights are not working on your porch, call Public Works, call me.
Yes.
I had a gentleman who reached out to me, his lights were out. I promise you, Public Works had those lights back on within a couple of days. Are we perfect? No, we're not perfect.
Right.
But we're striving
Yes.
to do the best that we can. We're striving to make you all feel safe and comfortable in the houses that you all have lived in for 30 plus years. You are the pillar of this community. We can't do this without you all. That's why it's called Project Connect. We want to connect with you all. We want to outreach in the community. And I want to know what's going on. I told you about starting the block clubs again. You know, so if you know you live on a certain block, for example, the block that Ms. Craig may live on, she may want to be the president. See, a block club is more than just having a block party at the end of the year.
That's right.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that. A lot of seniors don't work anymore, and I may be at work, and guess what? I want Miss Creighton to be looking out for my house. I want you to call me up and give me a pull up that you see something. Everybody got ring doorbells, but it ain't nothing like having that phone call and say, you know what, something's going on. You know, maybe you want to just swing by and see what's going on. We want to do that. It's just important that we really look out for one another when it comes to just staying safe. If you can't get to the grocery store, you know, not, granted, we don't have the revenues to do certain things, but I promise you, if you reach out to me and say, I can't get to the store, Commander Riley, can somebody help me? We have people, I promise you, that work in the Dalton Police Department. Our record clerks are awesome. And it's not nothing they won't do in the community, especially if we ask them to do it. Now, I can't guarantee that all the time, but I can assure you that if we're available and it's possible, then we're gonna try to make it happen. Because I don't want you all being afraid. If you wake up and you got a flat tire, a lot of seniors don't know how to fix a flat.
That's right.
Then call the police department. And maybe we can get an officer to come out and assist you with getting your tires fixed. Or fixing your flat. Or getting it started. Especially in the winter, you know, they came out and Public Works shoveled the snow. That was awesome. So again, you know what, we want to begin to really connect with one another. I want you all to begin to try to participate in different things that we're trying to make happen in Dodger. Now, we're working on trying to get downtown vibrant again.
Amen.
You know, this is downtown. So when you come downtown, it's like being on the north side or in the Loop or Magnificent Mile. You want it to be where people are not afraid to come out and enjoy the different activities. So we've been trying to come up with some different things for the downtown area. And so starting July 15th, we're gonna have like an annual car show every third Friday where people bring out their classic old school cars, motorcycles, trikes, bikes.
Every third Friday?
Every third Friday, up until September. And so I will be getting out, passing out the flyers. I've been on different blocks already passing them out. And we want people to start coming out to enjoy the festivities. We're gonna try to get the vendors and it's called Grooving on a Friday. See, even that sounds good. It's like, you know what? See, look at you. See, make you shake your hands. So, you know, when you want to get out, you know, it's not just for young folks. I want
Lansing,
to.
Illinois does, there already is a community that does car shows in their communities.
Know what you say?
Lansing, Illinois does car shows down Ridge Road, and they have a plan that they do, and they might even give you ideas of how to do it here.
You're absolutely. Thank you so much. I remember you. I came to your house.
Yes, I bet.
Oh, hey, Beth, it's good to see you again. I won't forget her face. It's so good for you to come out. I appreciate
Event
it.
that we held at, outside where we did the role playing and back and forth. Can we have that again? Because I think that would be an awesome thing. It's not just for seniors, it's for the community. And there is a word that I use always. In community, there's a little word called unity. UNITY. My youth commission, we focus in on the unity in the community. So we must do that. And Chief Collins, I think we had an awesome time with that. Do you agree?
I can speak on it.
We can, fiddlesticks, sorry. I think that would be a great intro to Project Connect and getting people out to participate.
Thank you, Ms. Kim. I'm gonna let Chief Collins speak on that.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Mayor, thank you for allowing us to have this. We really appreciate it. We want to do everything in support of you. Actually, before I even talk about that, I want to acknowledge two people that are no longer with us. Mr. Creighton and Mr. Shanks, two men who I highly, highly respected. And Mr. and Mrs. Shanks and Mr. Creighton was at every event that we, everything we held, you guys came out, you supported us. I so appreciate you, and I so appreciate the men that you shared with us. So thank you for that. Who remembers the first Project Connect meeting we had? Anybody remember that? Anybody can tell me when it was?
It was in the police department.
No, ma'am.
No.
It was March of 2016, and it was at the Dorchester. That first meeting we had, that room was packed. We had so many people in there, that room was packed. That was an excellent kickoff meeting. We called that our kickoff meeting. And what I want for us now is we want to start filling these rooms up. But to talk about what we did out there over by the Melanie Fitness Center, we had an outside meeting. The outside meeting we invited everybody out to, and part of the agenda was doing role playing. Role playing. We had the citizens actually dress up as police officers, put on the belts. Actually, we had training weapons out there. We didn't have real weapons. We had training weapons that were inert, unfireable. And the citizens acted as the police officers, and the police officers were the citizens. We did domestic, we did traffic stops, and everybody had a good time. And you kind of learned how the police operate and why we do things in a certain way that we do, and how it is and what it's like to have to make split life-changing decisions, split-second decisions. We can do more of those. We can still do some of those. We also had, we brought out a Cook County State's Attorney from the criminal division. It came out and gave a good talk on laws and things like that and how to understand what the laws are. I'll bring him back. He has since been appointed and elevated to a judge. So I'm gonna bring you guys a judge to come out and talk about it from a judge's point of view too. So we have a lot of things planned, but those are the kind of things that we really want you to come out to and participate in, so you can see how this village operates and see how things go and know who the connections are. So when you need things done, you know exactly who to call, when to call, and where to call to, so we can get those things done. So again, I really appreciate seeing you all out here. We really want to make sure we get this word out so that we can fill these rooms up. If we have outside meetings, we want every chair we bring out there. I want to see 100 people out there. I want to see 150 people out there. Let's keep it rolling, because you know what? It's all about what you said. It's all about community. This Project Connect meeting is community policing. And I don't mean just police driving around being police. Policing means taking care of business, taking care of trees, taking care of the streets, taking care of any type of problems that you have. Flooding issues, we can talk about that in community policing, because it's all about community. Now, we do want to know about the bad things that's going on in your neighborhoods. And there were points, just veterans, but anybody who suffers from PTSD, it can really be bothersome to them. And sometimes even just going somewhere outside of Dalton, other places these fireworks go. So you almost can't get away from it. You almost can't get away from it. But we will work on putting out more educational pieces about it, educating the public about illegal fireworks. Okay, but does that cover the topic that you?
Yes, he's threatened to sue the village if nothing was done, and he's threatened that for the last 3 or 4 years, and I have coached him to not do that, because I feel that the village should have every opportunity to do what's necessary, because it's so terrible to him.
Well, I will say the village is doing something about it, except, however, if he feels very strongly about that, I would just suggest that you have him consult with an attorney to find out what his options are. Okay. Now, going over to the dogs, we have ordinances that tells you how many dogs you can't have, and about livestock. So if you see there's a rooster and it's crowing at 4 o'clock in the morning,
You know, like I say, my grandparents, you know, my grandfather said, you gotta clean it up. Now, one said for my grandparents was down south, and in the summer, now, we went to Banana. Now, and not only that, now, I'm on urban, I do appreciate a lot of my neighbors, but now, like I said to this young man, he's got dogs, but now this dog fighting stuff and this rooster, these ATVs, man, somebody go chit chat with that brother-in-law.
we can confiscate the ATVs when we catch them. Also, those mini bikes that they ride around on. We give them opportunity to claim them. A lot of the time, it's juveniles.
Yeah.
But they get it from somebody who got it from somebody who got it from somebody else, and nobody comes to claim it. So we end up having to keep it. But we do take those when we come across those.
Y'all turn them into a little money now, because they
As far as livestock, you see goats and all that kind of stuff, just call us.
No.
But especially if you know that there's dog fighting going on, please call us so that we can handle that. Okay, all right. Commander Riley, thank you.
I have a question. Sure. And my question is this. I've been receiving these flyers, which is, I consider propaganda against the mayor, asking for. Hello?
Yeah, speaking to it, sir. Speaking to it.
Okay. I have a question. My question is, I've been receiving these so-called flyers for the concerned citizens of Dalton about the mayor, asking for a recall. I got a problem with that. The problem is, first of all, I don't know who is the concerned citizen of Dalton. I'm a concerned citizen of Dalton.
Amen. Thank you.
So what bothers me is, I mean, it's propaganda. And based on the flyer itself, it indicated about one of her staff was investigated 6 times. I've been investigated. My military career consists of military police, criminal investigation, and being investigated, that's a normal thing, especially for a background investigation. If she was not indicted,
Amen.
I don't understand the cause of it. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does. And I don't know why they attacked her so much, her being the first black female
Come on, girl.
in Dalton as a mayor. And it bothers me because they don't represent me.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
And I understand that most of, and I found this out on WGN News
Amen.
last
Right
night,
now, right now.
okay? The so-called concerned citizen of Dalton's was these trustees,
Absolutely.
okay? WGN.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if you're going to make a accusation, then you should be man or woman enough to stand by it and identify yourself.
Wait
Based
for
on that propaganda, I guess the recall went through. And it bothers me because I've been here since Shaw was here,
Me too.
okay? And his predecessor, which was Meeks, didn't do a damn thing for Dalton. Then it came another guy, He didn't do nothing for Dalton. And then you had Rogers, and Rogers didn't do a damn thing for Dalton. Most of the time, people don't come to the village meetings is because there's always a confrontational conflict. Nothing seems to get resolved. Nothing. And the last time I Skyped her or whatever, I'm not that technical computer. And she had to defend herself against her so-called dream team. And I don't get it. I mean, when you take that obligation to help support and do what's the right thing for the residents of Dalton, not for your own power, then they should do it. And it really disappointed me. It really did. Now, I live on Parkside Drive, and we're strong on Parkside Drive, okay? It's just more than just me. We have men that really take care of that block. So I don't understand it. And the mayor do have some deficiencies still, and not her personally, but some of her appointees in different areas, such as public works, such as housing. And a prime example of this is we have a vacant house on Parkside, and it's been vacant for at least 7 to 10 years. And my question is, if the bank is still liable or for that particular house, all the work, we cut the grass, okay? We shovel the snow. Why can't that bank be billed for that? Why can't more pressure be put on that bank institution to get that house either sold or torn down? So there's a lot I have to say, but I ain't gonna take all your time. Okay?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming out and voicing your concerns. And we came out, myself, the chief and deputy chief, and we had the opportunity to get a chance to speak with you. And a lot of your concerns you shared, and you said that you was gonna be at this meeting, and I'm so appreciative because you kept your word. And so we really appreciate you coming out. As for the deficiencies, you're absolutely right, but I think that if you contact Stacy, he's the supervisor over Public Works. Whenever I needed to get something done or a citizen contacted me, even with the streets being out, the street lights being out, I had some citizens reach out to me, and when I reached out to the supervisor of Public Works, he was expeditiously, he got it fixed. So what I'm saying to you is, if it's something that's going on your block regarding certain things that you're really concerned about, then you have my email address. You and I will keep in contact like I keep in contact with Ms. Creighton. Because like I said, if you see something, say something. Because we can't see everything. And I'm so glad to have people like you, people like Ms. Creighton, all of you guys who are here now, you're voicing your concerns.
Yes.
That's what we need. We need people to come out and tell us what's going on.
Well, I got your back. So, and I do have your back, because as a community, what aspects that I look for as well is, and I hope what I'm about to say is not taken in the wrong context. I look at these trustees, these boards. I don't see no Latin American, no Spanish. I don't see no white person. So if Dalton as a whole is a mixed cultural type of village, then they should be put on the board as well. Now, whether you had people that you went out and outreach to them or whatever the case may be, and they refuse, I can understand that. But there's a variety, just like the lady said, Vietnam vet. I'm a Vietnam vet. You know, for veterans here, there's nothing here. You know, and I made a suggestion when Rogers was the mayor to get a veteran community center. You know, do something to draw people, especially the veterans out. You know, I was a national service officer at Jesse Brown, Disabled American Veteran. And like I told him, I give you your first 3 sessions free.
So let me say this to you. If that's a program that you would like to see get off the ground, then come and see me. Because I'm not gonna stand there and pretend that I have all the answers, because I don't. But when I hear people who are really genuinely concerned about getting new programs started in Dalton, then I can for certainly tell you that I can always go to the chief. I can always meet with the deputy chief, and they have an open door policy with whatever it is that I'm trying to get off the ground and running. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the mayor just speak and address some of your concerns. She's not gonna really be in detail, you know, because she can't, but I will let her speak, and whatever she can address, she will. And you all have to just have that third act.
There you go, amen.
It's called that third act.
You know, I didn't know that was you standing there.
Yeah, just down today, we've been working, we've been on the street. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to my awesome police department. Can y'all give them a round of applause? Without you, there's no community. And I so appreciate Chief Collins. He's been on the ground with me since day one. And thank you for coming back. I know that the previous mayor fired you, but I thought you did awesome work and you had more work to complete in Dalton. Yes! And that's for my deputy chief. A lot of times people don't understand us as women. I'm speaking to us women. The men, y'all can back us women. We get overlooked and overshadowed when it comes to promotions, things that they think and say we cannot do. When I say I adore and I've watched this young lady, yes, young lady, grow into this awesome deputy chief, being one of the first deputy female chiefs of the village of Howard. And along the way, you know, I gotta give it up for my Commander Riley. Without her, we wouldn't have Project to Connect. She has been booted on the ground and going door knocking and making sure that community was aware of all the things that's going on in Dalton. Just like you just stated, a lot of times people put information out there, but it's misleading. Until you hear from the horse's mouth, please don't believe everything that you hear or get from a third party. Because half time is nothing but mess. If you just clear the mess and follow your vision, this is why it's a new day in Dalton today. So I thank y'all for all y'all support, because you guys have helped me along the way. And tell your husband, he wanted to be on that committee. When I say forever came in here every day, told me, I'm your man, I'm gonna be on that committee. He wanted to be on the senior advisory committee, which I did create, and Mr. Creighton as well. Them two guys, when I say I love them, I adore them, I looked up to them, they actually watched me grow up in this community. So I thank you ladies for just being strong and still coming back to a place that y'all saw them actually grow with me. So thank you for your support. Y'all give yourself a round of applause.
Can you introduce, I'm sorry, Mayor, I didn't know anything about this young lady. Can you introduce?
Okay, go ahead, I'll let her come on up. Come on up.
Well, the chief, or somebody should introduce her.
She gonna speak for us.
No, I like for them.
Okay, we'll let her commander, come on,
Exactly.
Chief.
Introduce her to us.
This worked out perfect.
I don't want to overlook one of our retired police officers too, Paul Lanier.
Oh, yeah.
He's just working in a different capacity right now, but I didn't want to overlook him. Thank you for your service here too. There's a lot of experience at the top in the police department, so that we know what we're doing when we do things out there. We do it in right and good order, and you know, our steps are ordered. But that's something else. So this is Michelle Staples. She has come up through the police department, and she has been a fixture in the police department for almost exactly 20 years. Or has it been 20 years. And has come up through the ranks as a sergeant, lieutenant, patrol commander, and now as the deputy chief of police. So she's the second in command of the police department. I also want to pay a little accolade here to Commander Riley. She's not just new on the block. She is retired from the Chicago Police Department for how many years? 23 years. So there's a lot of experience there, and she survived Chicago. And I mentioned this at another meeting, but I also want to mention it here. that in the field of law enforcement,
It's real down.
women are underrepresented. And for a woman to actually make a career at 20 years or even retirement is a feat within itself. So that shows you the stability of these people, the stability of these two, and the way that they operate and move. They survive. They survive. They survive generally what would be considered a man's world. But it's changing, and it's changing. And it's changing for the better. When you put females in charge of things, things happen. Things move. Things happen. And I, for one, am very appreciative of it because she has been such a big helping hand in the police department. Also, she's a veteran too. She was in the Marine Corps. So,
You're a veteran.
I'm a veteran also. I was in the Marine Corps also for 10 years. But these are the people that you have working for, the caliber. And these aren't the only ones. We have a great command staff who we all work together like a fine, well-oiled machine. And anything that you need done by the police, if you need us for whatever reason, there is someone who knows how to do something. It will not be left undone. Okay, I'm going to turn this microphone back over to the Deputy Chief so she can talk about herself a little bit more.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you all for coming out to support Project Connect. A little bit about me, like the chief said, I started here back in 2002, so it's been exactly 20 years. Moved through the ranks, was promoted, I don't know how long ago, through all the ranks, and I worked my way up to Deputy Chief. Thanks to the mayor, she gave me this opportunity, and along with the commander and my chief, I promise to serve Dalton. I promise to be part of the community. I promise to hear your concerns. I promise to work for you, do my hardest to get your concerns resolved. And if there's anything you need from the police department, like the chief said, I'm second in command. So if it makes it to me, then we're gonna make sure it gets resolved. It doesn't matter how small it is. Our officers, they're here to do a job. We're here to do a job. And if it doesn't get resolved, we just keep going up until we can. We're not perfect, but we do try our hardest. I believe in our mayor, our chief. They're wonderful people. They're all about the community, the commander. If you need anything, she's our community service person. But I'm also her right-hand man, like she's my left-hand man. So if you can't get her, I'm definitely here to help you out.
May we have your email address?
My email address is mstaples@vodalton.org. M Staples, like Michelle. Staples.
Can you repeat that? This is for the.
Okay, sure. M Staples @vodalton.org. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna give you a soft question.
Okay, she has a soft question.
How does your background in the military and the Marines help you as the Assistant Chief of Police to handle very tough situations in Dalton?
Okay. So she said, how does my background in the military help me being a chief of police, assistant chief of police in the village of Dalton? So one thing about the Marine Corps is that they were disciplined. And you better have your stuff together 100% or there was consequences. So you learn from the moment you got there that if you're on time, you're late. If you're 15 minutes early, you're on time.
That's right.
So the discipline stayed with me throughout my entire career, from everything we learned to be neat. And the biggest thing I could take away was working as a team, because you're only as strong as your weakest link.
That's right.
And if one part of the team is not strong, then we all suffer. That's my takeaway, is that I learned to work together with people, for people, and know that it takes a team to make everything happen. And we have an excellent support team. The mayor supports the police department. She put the best people in place to make sure that we're successful.
Yes. All right now.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. Because we're kind of running out of time. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let the mayor speak briefly one more time because we just got a few minutes. But I do want to thank Chief Collins,
Yes,
my fearful leader, and Deputy Chief. I appreciate them so much because when I landed here in Dalton, Deputy Chief really was very supportive of me. Well, she was the commander then, but now she my boss. And she, believe me, when she says she's very strict, oh my gosh, she will ride you. But she can't ride you unless he's sanctions it, so, you know, there you go. So they're a good team, and I'm so appreciative. With that being said, I'm just gonna give the mayor the last moments before I dismiss you guys.
Great.
So just listen up with your third ear, your third eye, your spiritual eye. Not your third ear, but your spiritual eye. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, before I get into responding to your questions, I still want to give some accolades to my police department. When I became mayor of this wonderful town, May of 2021, I literally hit the ground running. When I say these, I ain't gonna say, Chief Collins and Staples and Commander Riley basically stuck with me throughout it all. We did foot patrols, which never have been done ever in the history of Dalton. We door knock every single day. When I say we do well-being checks for our seniors, we did it every single 90-degree weather, was it 90 degree? Every day. When I say the fire department, the police department, and also PW, I can't forget Public Works. We pulled up in drones and we jumped out of the cars, knocked on doors, and we gave water throughout our community literally for an entire month. No one sees these type of things that we do, but we truly care. And these are the type of things that I actually bring to our village because I am the mayor that cares about my residents. Half of the time, people do not check on you. People know you live next door and they so afraid just to ring the doorbell or just to say hi. Some of you are having hard times creating block club parties because people just don't want to communicate, and we have to break them barriers. That's why I adore Ms. Creighton, because she's always said it takes a community, well, village to raise a child, and I totally agree, and I feel I am a project of that. I've seen her throughout my tenure of Thornridge. We are TR, her and Mr. Creighton. They always was there, and I've just seen and grew up with her kids, so I can always relate to her passion for Dalton, and that's the same passion I have. That's why when people do attack me the way they do, it actually hurts y'all. I know I be tough, but I am a lady before anything, and I am a mom, as you see. I'm a single mom, so I would try to instill in my child, never give up, always fight, especially for something you earned. And women, y'all understand what I mean when we earn something, and then someone comes and try to take it from us. But we gonna fight. Now the claws come out. Then they want to say, oh, watch your mouth. No, you don't come for my seat because I earned my seat. I put in my time, I did my work, I got my battle wounds, and here I am. And I am good for Dalton because I feel within 1 year, I've done more than any mayor put together. And I've heard this from all my residents. So I thank you. So I thank you for all the support and all y'all concerns. I'm gonna talk about the referendum questions, but before I talk about that, let's talk about your concerns as it relates to the demo. I have 20 demos that came back from the courts that said I can't tear down the property. We are currently now doing a demolition throughout Dalton. The first one is on Langley and Lincoln. That's the right address? Langley and Lincoln.
Right over
if y'all
there.
drive by there currently right now, you will see that house was tons of weeds, trees, things of that nature, and we basically cleared it out. We got like tape around it now, and we finna go on the next stage once they mark the property for where you can tear down at, and then we will do the demo. I was praying this weekend to get done, and we're gonna do the others as well. In 30 days, we will tear down, I think, 10 properties, what we got scheduled for the month of July. So that's what we're doing for that. As it relates to the vacant property, y'all know, I ain't gonna stress it, but I'm gonna stress it today. I am so about block by block. I've tried to initiate that as a trustee. I try to do that currently as your mayor. But the board of trustees will not vote for block by block. And I feel, and you can watch tapes and see what we're talking about. They tell me fix it, change it, put something else on it. I do that. I even ask them, y'all put whatever y'all want on it. I don't care. All I want to do is initiate, because it has to start somewhere. A year from today, we could have been past 400 properties on the tax roll. Why? Because my power as mayor, I can go to the courts and do a no cash bid. What that means is when people go to the scavenger sale and buy the properties for taxes, I can stop it and say, hey, the village want to take that property. By then, we take the back taxes off, and now we have inventory to sell to the residents. My block by block consists of the residents first. I'm always about the people because that's how I grew up. My mom lived in town, my parents, so I lived back in town. So I want to initiate something so that if you have kids, you can buy a house next door across the street for your baby. So with that program, it was dollar houses and $5,000 homes. The problem that the board was having with the program, one of them was saying that why is it $1 for investors and $5,000 for homeowners? The reason being is the $5,000 home is for cosmetic, paint, flooring, things where you can go and do a turnkey operation, just live in the house, and just change the carpet eventually. As related to the dollar houses, normally you give them away to investors or someone because you got to dump $40,000 to $100,000 in that property. That's why I structured it that way. So I told them, change it. You don't want to do it that way? Change it to your way. I just want to create something so the people can see that we're doing something. People talk a talk, but I really walk the walk. I talk about what I want to do and I initiate a game plan. Now, certain things I can move without trustees and certain things I cannot. The things I cannot, I bring before the board and ask them for their support to see if they will do the things, and they say no. So now my thing is, I'm an entrepreneur for anything. I'm gonna find a way to figure out to make sure the residents get what they need. And that's all I've been doing. So our tension, our discord that you see amongst our board is strictly a dislike, or they don't like how I manage or how I govern, but it's not their choice. When people ran on my ticket for mayor, which is House and Kiana Belcher, when they both ran on my ticket, they knew my vision for Dalton. They knew I want to create block by block. But to this day, they have not implemented any type of change. So when people ask to remove me or recall me, you should ask those trustees, what have you done for 1 year? But talk about the mayor. You can talk about me all you want, but even though I was going through all my battle wounds, I still stayed the course. I still did the work of the people, no matter what people said. Even when we ran this last campaign, I didn't put out no literature on nobody. I didn't talk about nobody. If anybody called from my camp, they was always positive about what I'm doing for the community. We didn't talk about nobody else. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised to show, to deliver results. I wasn't raised to talk about somebody else. That takes energy and time. I got a child that I care about. I want to put that energy on her when I'm not dealing with my community. So I always stayed the course, and here we are. A lot of people was confused as related to the questions on the ballot. I got a ton of questions. I know I'm loved in my community. I do think the courts will rule in my favor because it is unconstitutional, it's unethical, and ain't no way a person being in office for 1 year, you should be able to remove them. That's why they try to create the mechanism, which does not exist in the village of Dalton. So now I'm asking for all my supporters that's here today to come back on Tuesday on board meeting night and stress to the trustees of how you feel. Because I feel just like this, all you hear. Well, I hope they do. I don't know.
I didn't show up for work, I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. I agree, but the people have to speak up. People don't speak up, then hey, things happen the way it happens. So I'm hoping that you guys come and stand together with me and tell people that you do not want the recall because I've done nothing wrong. What warrants a recall is when you're doing something unethical, such as when you stealing, kickbacks, mismatching money. I don't even have a credit card. I do nothing with money. So when they out there saying all these things, I'm like, but why? But then you put out there, I make $350. I don't make no $350,000. I would be on the street if I did. I would hire a crew. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes I just tell people, use common sense before people just say things. They put it on the paper and people tend to believe what they write. And that's why, exactly. What is the Encore? What's that paper that people do? National Enquirer. People, papers like that. They make money on mess. And that's why you got reality shows. So now all I'm asking my people in my community, stand with me. Because when they call me to help with water bills, light bills, gas bills, I do that. When you got snow on the ground, I pull up and I get out and shovel the snow, me. So all I'm saying is, if I really didn't care about my community, I would not give up my extra time that I could spend with my child for my people. Did I answer all your questions?
Yeah, and I commend you on that because you the first one that ever implemented snow removal for seniors.
Yes.
And even though they have steps some of the times, but it's a good program.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that you care.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing, and that's why I say I'm support you to the hills.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, if anybody have any more questions for me, that concludes, I am gonna make a statement about that. I do have someone working on it for me because, my name has been smeared through the mud as relates things from my community. Everything that you see me do is out of the love for people, and especially the roof program that I got. It's a grant program. You can get a free roof, you can get or windows.
That's right.
Being a senior.
Thank you for my windows today.
Oh, you got your windows in today? See?
That's right.
So I just tell everybody, just be patient, because we did have almost, it was 400, I think the number's at 500 people apply for the grant, but it takes time to get to all of them, to come out, evaluate, then order the sizes of the window, for instance, and also to evaluate the roofs. I also have a $5,000 grant that I gave to all businesses that's in our town that's brick and mortar, but you have to qualify, meaning make under 250. You can't make more than 250,000. So that's my mom and pop stores. So we only had, I think, on 10 people that actually qualify for that. So Paul Grace can't get it, Food for Less can't get it. You have to be a mom and pop store. We have another grant coming up for $1.5 million, and that is going to be for flood basement, concrete work, and also security doors. So that's the next one I'm working on now. The money has not hit our account. It's supposed to hit it at the end of July. Once it hit it, then we will announce that, and then people can apply. I want to fix my town if people just allow me to do the work.
Yeah.
If people just stand with me and give me a chance and give me the time, you will see me actually doing it. As you see, when we came in Village Hall here, it didn't look nothing like this.
Right.
And as they say, it takes a woman to fix things. I put some
Oh,
little
yeah.
dials on the wall, but you know, I'm really creative when it comes to just fixing something, changing. People say they won't change, but half the time people are so afraid of change. But change is here, it's a new day and dawn. I thank y'all for having me, and I appreciate it.
We're gonna close it out in 1 second, but, and I know it's kinda hard for you guys to get out a lot. But if you can make the next board meeting, and those of you who truly have concerns, you know, and if you can come, it would be so nice if you did come and just let them know the changes that you see in the village of Dalton, and you getting your windows. Congratulations.
She said
Windows are
next
expensive.
Tuesday.
Windows are expensive.
She said next Tuesday.
Hell, I
Yeah,
was
next
saying
Tuesday.
windows.
Yep, board meeting next Tuesday.
Right, so next.
Well, I'll
Tuesday,
tell them,
get
cause
out.
all that stuff behind my house have been moved.
It's been removed?
Yes, it has.
Yeah, that lot out back there used to
Oh.
be, for years, for years, I've complained about that lot back there. All that dumping and the tree roots and all that.
Soon as she got in, she moved
And
it.
so I have been complaining, I come down here 5 times a year to see the mayor about moving that, nobody moved it. All, you know, during the previous mayor, they didn't move anything. So, I'm glad that when she came in, she did something positive, she cleaned that all up. So I really appreciate that.
And you all sign this, with your email and your first and last name, right, because I really do wanna start a buddy system.
Mayor. Mayor, I know you're gonna be great. However, I need for you personally to get involved and knock on doors. Because a lot of people is not gonna come here due to the fact, nothing get resolved at these board meetings. You, and I know you're busy doing Thorn Ridge and all the rest. You need to start knock on doors, on one door, and have them to go and get their neighbors, or we can encircle you
Okay,
and you can talk. Okay,
all right, thank you, I will do that.
all right.
And July 2nd, guys, is our fireworks show. Did you tell
Right,
them that?
so, again, July 2nd is the fireworks show.
Where is that?
It's gonna be at Thorn Ridge, right next to the concession stand over in the field. Please feel comfortable and safe enough to come out. We're gonna have plenty of police presence. We're gonna have vendors, live music, and the show is gonna be spectacular. And I can assure you that you all are gonna be safe. I want the seniors to come out. You know, try to get there early. Actually, you know what, you can start, the vendors are gonna be out early, so the fire show doesn't start till 9, but the vendors will be out early. It's almost like a carnival.
Okay.
Just come on out. Right.
Thank you.
12 to 10, it starts at 12 noon, up until 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
You know, so bring your umbrellas, cause it's gonna be maybe a little warm, I don't wanna, Stay hydrated. We're gonna have our,
Can anybody see if they can reopen the track at Thorn Ridge High School?
cause you wanna go
That's,
walking.
that's a school, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a school board event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you take that to the, board, and the reason they closed it was because of the COVID. But it can be readdressed, you can contact the, principal at the building, as well as the school board members, because they host their meetings every second Wednesday of the month. And let them know that the community would like to have that track back open. Yeah, because, I believe Thornton's has opened and Thornwoods has opened. So, the interest has to be there, and you take that to, that's not a village event, consequence or issue. That's a, District 205, event, and I'm sure that they'll be willing to open the track back up.
You can always come and go walking with me though. I started to walk, cause I walk every morning. You wanna go walk with me?
Walking.
And then, don't
Well, I've been sick here lately, so I'm going through physical therapy right now, but I do wanna walk again.
Dalton Park is, Dalton Park has a program also going with walking in the morning.
Okay.
She's gonna talk about Melanie real quick. She's gonna address that, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, the question was, what's gonna happen with Melodies? As you guys know, we, meaning the village, can no longer afford Melodies, so it's been closed for maybe 2 years now, I believe. We are looking forward to making it into a Sky Zone. Sky Zone is like a bouncy house for kids. They have them like in Indiana, Orland, things of that nature. And along that is, along Greenwood, I want to do a kids zone. Kids zone being a walking trail, what she's speaking of, a doggy park, a splash pad for the kids to run through, and a food truck with a pavilion. That's the project that I'm working on right now, today. And then if you go west, 300 West Sibley, I'm working on 10 sit-down restaurants inside the old Joe River Center building. Familiar with that area?
Yeah.
Them are 2 projects I got on the floor that the board keep holding up that we actually can do something positive with. But what y'all don't know is they gave their friend $1.5 million to do development on Sibley, where you see food for less say, to bring vendors in. They renewed him. He been here for 20 years, but they haven't bought anything new for the last 3 years.
What
to
is
the
that
village
gonna
of
do
Knoxville.
with that up there?
Wait,
By the
which one?
police station?
Which one? That's a helipad. The helipad that we cleaned up?
No, I'm talking about, when you coming into downtown Dalton.
Where the liquor store used to be, you talking about that area right now?
Where the liquor store burned down at?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably on. So he claimed he's gonna rebuild. It's probably on.
I'm talking about the rest of it, them homes up there and stuff.
So those are some of the things I was speaking to him about that I was trying to go out there because they're vacant. So what I try to do is take them, acquire them under the village, and then resell them. And the reason for the price is $1 and the 5,000 is so the municipality, us, we make money. So $5,000 will go to the village, and now you can create a youth program and create something with the funds.
So, Mayor, you stated that Melanie's would be what?
I'm trying to create a Sky Zone there. It's gonna be in the
Okay.
kids district all along Greenwood.
Okay, with the pool still, accessible?
Still up, yes. Because we
Okay.
just lumped 30,000 into that before.
Oh, I know that,
Yes.
I know that, I know, that's what I want to make sure, and that, that program, the program is still networking with the park, because I know that we had babies that were part of the, park program, the, daycare, and they were asking questions, why can't we go to Melanie's? So I just want that, because we're the only village that have a pool. So I want to make sure that we make that accessible to the young blood, you know what I call them, young blood, in the community, to make sure that it benefits them.
Yes, we
Yeah.
definitely gonna keep the pool. I just want that whole strip to be something for kids, because it's nothing for kids to do. We have to go out of our town in order to have a great time.
Well, y'all say that, but I ain't seen nothing happen yet, and I'm gonna keep it real. Nobody's doing anything for children, have not been, and when they do it, it's always political. I don't connect my youth commission with political issues.
Yeah.
So we wanna make sure that it's accessible to every young blood that's in the village of Dalton, right?
Yes. Well, I can speak
And
for
older.
myself. We do have
And
things for
older,
the
yes.
youth. And I don't know if you guys know, but I am also the supervisor of Thorn Township.
Yes, we do.
So we have a ton of youth programs, and then here I'm trying to create 2 different types of youth programs. I just got money from Dick Durgan for us because everybody was upset about the flooding issue here, and that's to help with the flooding. So it's 1.5 million, just haven't hit our bank account yet. Once I get that, we're gonna do more with flooding. So that's why I said with that other grant that I do have for 1.5 million, we're gonna do the basics. And then as it relates to the kids program, I'm all about second chances. I'm all about giving back. People make mistakes, like you said. Some people just haven't got caught. But those that did get caught and did time for that crime, when they come back to live with any of us, because they all do, my grandma, all my little cousins, oh my God, everybody came back to live with her. So then what do you do? What do we create? Because they live in our backyard. So our goal is to create something to prevent them from re-offending. So I'm just letting you know that is coming out of pipeline. Because I did announce that there won't be a second chance village when I first came in office. That way, those that are here, the police is reaching out to see who's here, where they are. Because we got sex offenders here that lives in our town. They are registered, but they live with their grandma, their mama. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody, actually people, but they live here. Y'all just don't hear about it, or people not talking about it. So now it's like, what do I create to make sure that they stay on the straight and narrow? Because they are here.
So, you know, we're gonna close out, so just let me say this really quick, and I'm just gonna really speak to you directly, Ms. Creighton. Here's the bottom line. A lot of things that the mayor spoke on, a lot of you all were not even aware that it was taking place at the board meetings, because you all don't get out, and sometimes everybody's not computer savvy, you know, to even link on and to hear what's going on. So, just like you got people out here to my Project Connect, again, thank you. If you can encourage people to come out to the next board meeting, because these are the things that they need to hear. Because this is you all's village. You know, and if people are trying to make a change and trying to bring change to Dalton, then that's what you all need to sit up and say, look, I want kids to have somewhere to play safely. You know, if they want to create something spectacular with the Melody Fitness Center, don't just sit on it. This is bigger than being political.
It's bigger than an individual.
Yeah.
It's community.
Yes, I want to thank each of you all for coming out.
Thank you.
Again, if you can make the next Project Connect meeting is every last Thursday of the month. If you can make the next board meeting, please come out. I'm going to be reaching out to Ms. Creighton. It would be nice if we probably had a bus to pick up some people, but you know what? I see what I can do.
They're not going to get on the bus.
Huh?
They're not getting on the bus.
Who? The seniors?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. Again, thank each and every one of you all for coming out. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you so much.